All right. Okay. So I started a reading spread. There's no particular name for this spread. There are different spreads: the Celtic Cross spread, the past, present, future spread, which is the 3 cards, the 4-door spread. This, I just kind of went with it here. People, I was doing this reading and the cards never lie. The cards never lie. Cards are very grounded. Tarot cards, oracle cards, playing cards, which I have playing cards here, and I do cartomancy as well. And in this reading, what really bothers me is what is coming up in the last row. And the reason why is because I had mentioned, and this is in my mind, and this is, I've done a lot of playlists and a lot of writings. I'm currently right now working on a project that I will be dedicating to my brother, Derek, because what has happened is something that has happened to others. It's somewhat unexplainable, somewhat unbelievable, but believable. And it is basically how a city, a government, and a people within a city or a town could conspire to have someone murdered, whether it be by some religious person or some street person or someone from the hood or a police officer or a medical doctor or dentist or Middle Eastern, or it doesn't even matter who it is, because when it comes to spiritual stalking and gang warfare and these people that I just mentioned, that list, those people, they all work together. And that means if somebody wants to eliminate or murder somebody, they'll do it. And they'll use a combination of laboratory work, medical workers, police, everyday street people, living or dead. Because nowadays, people are soulless, and that's like, okay. And they will do this to anyone they think is stupid or doesn't have anybody. It's not to say that a rich person cannot be targeted, but when people like sociopaths are bored, and these people could be brown skin, black skin, white skin, any ethnicity. There's only one race. There's only one race, and that's the human race. There's the human race, and then there are other species and other races, right? Yeah, that's a that's a complex one right there. But there's only one race, the human race. But when it comes to process of selection, when it comes to personality, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to family, when it comes to endowment, when it comes to choices, that one race that is just a human race, you begin to see the puzzles, you begin to see it break apart, because the reality is there are personalities and personality disorders. There are varying religions despite there being one God. And there are people who want or desire something or someone that does not reciprocate that very same desire or want. And that leads to hatred, jealousy, and anger, and possibly even ongoing persecution. So you can face and experience ongoing persecution just for not wanting somebody, just for just minding your business, just for existing. That's my case. My persecution was just because I existed. Okay? Because there's knowledge and power in someone's existence, in any human being's existence. Okay? And even some animals. Now, I'm going to say something that sounds bizarre, but this is what I believe to have happened, and actually what I know happened. And this spread here, this set of cards here, just proved that this last roll just proved exactly what I knew, which is that my brother was murdered and then he was cloned for some heinous reasons, such as maybe what he lacked, or because he was too attractive, or because he had relatives that had problems with not other people. He because he walked away from relatives. Because my brother left New York City and he branched out, and he went to live his own life, but his mother and his sibling were not doing so well. And so people kind of looked down on him not partaking in assisting or helping his mother and sister in the way that they felt that he should have been doing it. I want to just go into the cards here. The first card that came out was the Tower. And yes, our home was a broken home. So it was me, my father, brother, and mother. And then eventually one person was subtracted, the father. That usually is the case in a lot of households. And then it was just me, my mother, and Derek. And then eventually he went his own way, like usually what most adults do, right? I guess it's the way that's done. I'm not sure. My brother left home peacefully, unlike me. So, yeah, a lot of good things I could say about him. And I don't think he really did anything wrong. I just think he could have been stubborn. And he didn't stand 100% by his mother and me. And this world that makes a big thing about it, like, oh, a real man takes care of his family. What the world failed to realize and understand was that my brother branched out to create his own family. However, he didn't actually have children. He ended up adopting the children of a woman he met. And this lady that he met, I don't know a lot about her, but I do know her full name. And I believe she also met a not so great fate either. And there are a lot of people that are walking around that were actually murdered. And so what you're seeing are laboratory duplicates. And how this is done is, I told you, all these people work together. It's like a system. Medical workers, nurses, the police, the neighbors, the people on the streets, the people in your building, in the schools, where they all work together. And it's a satanic systemic satanic network designed to destroy humanity. Okay? So it's a systemic satanic network designed to destroy humanity. And the reason why they're doing this to human beings is because of evidence that human beings possess that one blessing that all other species in the universe don't possess. Reptilians, mounds, snakes, creatures, and vampires are not eternal. That's the secret. The secret is that human beings are. And so in order for vampires, mounds, creatures, reptilians, and snakes to survive, they have to work through people in authority and through witches or witchy wannabes, or just very cruel and dark street people, or people in religions, or just anyone in some type of position of authority or money. They say it's not about money, but that's not true. They're liars. And they've destroyed a lot of human lives by making it seem like it wasn't about money when it was. It is. And although money doesn't revolve, everything is not about money. If you know how to save, even when your income flow is cut, you'll be able to say you have some worth because you have some money with you, have something in the physical plane, right? So this is a systemic satanic network designed to destroy humanity and soul ties, right? And the thing is, some of the people that are a part of these people, they believe the people that are forcing soul ties upon other people and things, like imposing people on other people, they believe that the world will be one and everyone would be accepted if everyone just kept exchanging energies and everybody was just sleeping with everybody. And all these people are literally ludicrous. And I mean, they're like literally just not, it doesn't work that way. In order for everyone to be one, everyone has to abide by laws, has to have respect for each other, one another, has to actually desire who they're with, actually want to be with the people they're with, have to be able to, go through human phases of birth, being born, being a toddler, being a child, a teenager, and so forth, and advancing spiritually by adapting to a religion or spiritual practice. Most people who are witches say they have no religion or spiritual practice. However, praying to God the Most High, and I'm talking about the God in heaven who's the maker of human beings, right? And the sender of Christ and all, right? Sender of Christ and rulers. That is who people have to pray to. Now, these people, these ETs, aliens, and even some of these people that work with them, the human beings, really think they're smarter than everybody. And they'll do things like murder people. There's a lot of young men that have been murdered. A lot of young men got killed because they were either gay men or bisexual or, too tough or too, they kind of abandoned their family members or wanted to just to be on their own or stood in their truth or in their beliefs. Because there's this black and white war going on and on, spiritual warfare. And a lot of these young men were murdered because of that. They weren't viewed as real men. This is what happened. And it's scary what my eyes has seen because whether you agree to be cloned or not, because some people want to have some people might want to have a duplicate. It might be fun, exciting. It might be a lot of benefits to having more than one of you, right? But the downfall of that is that all these one of yous that exist, these duplicates, replicas, and clones, they don't have a soul because they were not put here on earth by God. You with the soul, the original, were. And so what ends up happening is in this satanic systemic system to destroy humanity is part of what makes a human being a human, and in humanity is your soul. So while there's these replicas, duplicates, and clones that you either agree to or did not agree to, they can off you and eliminate you. And then have the rest of these entities, soulless versions of you. These are soulless versions of you now on the planet, going about continuing God knows what agenda, if any, right? And then you're gone. And now what they fail to realize is they think that they've just eliminated you, but you see, the soul is eternal and energy is never wasted, and therefore you can come back into life again and actually reincarnate through the womb of another, whether it be on earth or whatever other planet. So it's like Jesus Christ's words, ye must be born again. So that's what they fail to realize when they do this. And then also when you murder somebody, the universe knows that. When someone is murdered, the cards know that. It's like what Miss Cleo said, and we could think what we want about her, but them cards don't lie, you know? What I wanted to do now is go into this card reading You know what? I'm going to do a part 2 to this because I want to make sure this could upload. So I'm going to take this call and do a part 2 to this.